I know we get harassed a lot, and this will make a pretty good video for me. Alright, he's not as big as I thought he was, but it's a fish. Hey guys, it's SmallmouthCrush. Question for you. Have you ever been kicked out of an area because you were fishing? I have. I had a little incident right here in this very marina earlier today, and I'm just going to share my experience with you guys because it happens quite a bit, and I want to share with you guys some ideas, some things that you can do if you encounter this on the water in the future, and hopefully just know your rights as an angler and what you can and can't do on the water. So I'm going to break that all down in the video. That's all coming up. Good, how are you doing?
I've been having a lot of slides in this area.
A lot
I'm not really comfortable with you fishing between the dock and this area. I mean, it's not really a navigable waterway. So if you could clear out of this area, I know I can't stop you from fishing in the marina.
Right.
I don't really care for it right there.
Right. I mean, it's legal for me to be here.
It's questionable right where you are.
How so?
I don't consider that to be a navigable waterway. We've got pipes and all kinds of stuff running underneath it through here. It's just not safe, man.
I gotcha. I'm gonna stay here though, fish. Okay, so let me break down the situation today that happened. I don't know if you've been there before, but I've had plenty of encounters with people that believe I shouldn't be fishing where I am. And you can always see them coming. Might be a lady on the lawnmower, mowing the grass, you're pulling up to her dock, she keeps turning over, looking at you. You know she's gonna shut that lawnmower down and come down and have a few words with you. Or it could be the guy watering his flowers, sees you creeping along, drops the hose, does a V-line all the way down to the bank. You can't be fishing by my dock. All that kind of stuff. So what I was doing was I was putting my boat behind a dock. There was plenty of water between the bank and the dock system. It was a T-dock, and I could fit my boat and head straight up the chute, and there was some good fish in there. And so obviously I wanted to fish it, and legally I can. It's navigable water. I'm going to share with you guys the clip. Hopefully I caught most of it on camera for you, and I'll let you guys decide.
I don't consider that to be a navigable waterway. We've got pipes and all kinds of stuff running underneath it through here. It's just not safe, man.
I gotcha. I'm gonna stay here though, fish.
Really?
Yeah. You can call the police, I encourage you to, but I have every right to be here.
That's a questionable area, man, so...
It's your opinion, and the law says I can fish here, so...
How does it say you can fish there?
Any navigable water, you're able to fish.
And I'm saying that's not a navigable waterway.
That's your opinion. It looks navigable to me. I'm here. Sorry, man.
I'll give you my card. I'm Yogi. I'm the harbor master here.
No, that's fine, man. I just, I know we get harassed a lot, and this will make a pretty good video for me.
Why do you get harassed a lot?
For coming in here every year. Every time it's you can't be in this chute. You guys tried to put a board up a few years ago, which is illegal because you don't have a permit to extend that board over. That's also illegal.
Really giving your kind a bad name, man.
So listen, he comes down and he basically says, hey, I don't want you fishing in here. I let him know, well, I'm gonna fish here. I have every right to fish here, and I'm not gonna leave. So at times, you see, I asked him, we'll call the police. They'll get that squared away. He knows, he should know that I have every right to be there. In his opinion, it wasn't navigable water. Well, that's his opinion, that's not the law. So that doesn't matter, you guys. You have to stand your ground when you run into situations like this. You have to know your rights. Now, not every state has specific rules, regarding marinas and different things. I know in upstate New York and some of those lakes, if it's a man-made dugout marina, by law, they can post it and keep you out of there. So you have to be aware of your laws and regulations. I'm actually in Wisconsin today, And after a 14-hour drive here, this was my first stop, and within minutes, I get harassed. But again, like I said, it happens. I know my rights here in Wisconsin, and any navigable water is perfectly fine for me to be in. Now you have to use your head. You have to be smart about it. And here's what I mean. So when you're fishing around the general public, whether it be a boat dock, an expensive boat like in this marina, perhaps it's a bank that has, you know, someone's flowers or whatever growing alongside of it. You obviously don't want to be casting and slinging your baits off of the boats, off of their docks, off of the shoreline, ripping the vegetation off. That's just not what you do. So you have to be smart. You can certainly fish those areas, but I don't want to see you banging your baits up against the dock. I don't want to hear doing every time you hit a pontoon. That's not going to fly. Your best bet is to not do that if you're not accurate with your cast. So you have to be accurate with your cast. And if you're going to put your boat in a situation like I did, you want to make sure you can control it. There's no way I was going to let myself hit that guy's dock. I mean, he would have went off. He would have a legit reason, you know, to say, hey, dude, you're messing with my property. So as long as you don't abuse that, you don't recklessly drive your boat around. I mean, I was in control of my boat the whole time. I felt very comfortable. I'm not going to put myself in a position where I don't feel comfortable.
You know, most people probably would have a hard time navigating a boat. You know, maybe the general public, not anglers that fish out of a boat, that work a trolling motor on a regular basis. I mean, it's easy for me to back this thing up without causing damage to their dock, without causing damage to my boat. Heck, I'm even casting back behind, trying to catch a fish as I'm backing up.
I felt, that's why I know and felt I was fine fishing where I was. And obviously, I'm going to show you guys some clips here while I'm talking, but there's some pretty good fish down there as well. So that happens, you know what I mean? The cops never came. I wouldn't have minded. He would have probably got a good education. This isn't the first time I've had issues here at this marina. About 4 years ago, I had a pretty big blow up where it was a different person. It was just a deckhand guy. He would not leave. He kept saying, I have to leave, I have to leave. And this went on for like 20 minutes. I was fishing with my dad. In the meantime, we're just wrecking the fish. I mean, it was an awesome day. It was an awesome experience fishing with my dad, but I'll never forget it. That dude was just so relentless. I kept telling him, sir, please just go call the police if you feel I'm doing something illegal. And that's what you have to do. As long as you know the rules, you're gonna be perfectly fine. You just can't, don't stand down. If you're in the right, proceed. You know what I mean? These guys shouldn't be able to tell you where you can and can't fish. This encounter wasn't that dramatic. You know what I mean? I kind of stated the facts, said, hey, listen, I'm gonna stay here, call the police, and he left. He tried to give me his card for some reason. Once I pulled the camera out, I think that's when, the situation kind of calmed down right away. He didn't bother me the rest of the day. They're funny about having people fish back here. I know last year they actually put up a 2x4 that they screwed onto the end of the dock that extended over to the rock wall, and then you could not get a boat through there. And I know for a fact that when they went and got the permits to put this dock system in, that certainly wasn't part of the plan to block navigation behind that dock. So I actually thought about, because I had a couple other occurrences in this marina, and last year they had that board up, I was expecting to find that board here. So I was actually going to bring my screwdriver along and maybe a chainsaw and saw that thing in half and get my boat back there. But I did have conversations with a Green Bay policeman, and he advised to probably leave the chainsaw at home. But you never know in an upcoming episode, if that board ever gets put back up, I'm going to figure out a way to get in there. Oh, and one more thing. I did catch a few nice smallies back there. I was flipping a creature bait as well as throwing the Ned rig with the chartreuse head. I just uploaded a video last week talking about the effectiveness of a chartreuse head on a Ned rig. So I'm going to link that in the description above right now for you guys to take a look at. If you're new to the channel, I do a lot of in-depth videos on bass fishing, tournament videos, anything and everything fishing related. I have a great time doing it. I love you guys. Thanks for following the channel. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. And as always, until next time, we'll see you guys on the water. Hopefully without getting harassed.